Good morning, Herschel.
Good morning.
It is an honor to be with you today. You're an icon, a businessman, a folklore in Georgia history. So it is with great pleasure that we have the chance to let you kick off something for us that's very important to the Air Force and to Robins Air Force Base.
Yes.
The Air Force has deemed that we need to take a pause, what they call a resiliency pause, to focus on our people, to make sure that our commanders and our people have dialogue about whatever issues that may come up for them, that they don't have to be ashamed of financial problems, relationship problems, mental health problems. So with you here today to do our resiliency tactical pause kickoff is definitely an honor for Robins Air Force Base and for the Air Force. So with that being said, I'd like to ask you just a few questions and we kind of talk about what you think about things. The program that you belong to, the Patriot Support, and what you do, the fact that you've gone over 400 installations and talked to military people, military members, veterans, their families, anybody who needs to hear your message. So that's the things that we want to discuss with you today.
Okay, then.
Okay. The first question, what was going on in your life that made you realize that something wasn't quite right?
You know, it was interesting because I always thought everything with me was okay. I always thought, you know, I'm fine. And as I was getting closer to getting out of football, out of athletics, a woman I love more than I love myself, and everyone here in Georgia knows Cindy, my wife, I should say my ex-wife, but we're still the best of friends, was telling me these things I was doing that I was not even aware I was doing them. And you know, I never drank, never taken a drug, and I didn't understand it. I thought that she got a problem. I thought the problem was not Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker can't have a problem. You know, I've graduated college, I've graduated high school with honors, I've done all these great things in athletics. How in the world could I have a problem? Until I realized I almost injured someone. I almost hurt someone, and I went back to her and told her I had a problem. And what was interesting, she said, "I know you do." And she said, "You know, sometimes I'm afraid of you." And I was like, "What?" And you know, being a Christian, the first thing I did is turn to the church. And I think, and not that I'm not putting any church down. My mom is a minister. My 3 sisters are ministers. 2 brother-in-laws that's ministers. But at that time, that church didn't do the right thing for me. And I happened to find a doctor that diagnosed me as having a mental illness. And I thought first, this doctor is crazy. How can Herschel Walker have a mental illness? And people don't know I end up checking myself into a hospital, in a behavior health hospital. And I can tell everyone that's what saved my life. Going into this hospital is what really saved my life, because, and I said, you know, if I'd not gone to this hospital, I'd probably end up killing myself. And everyone would have thought it was some type of, from a concussion. But no, it wasn't from a concussion, it was from a mental illness.
So who would, besides your wife, your ex-wife Cindy, who else inspired you to reach out to, for mental health services?
Well, I have to say Pastor Tony Evans at Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship, and my doctor, Jerry Magazi. And I think most of all, knowing that I was going to have a little boy, knowing that I was going to have a kid, and I think having the strength from my parents, because I knew I was not raised that way. I was raised that if there's a problem, you take care of that problem. I was raised that you got to get up when you get knocked down. And that's what I try to do at the bases today, is try to let all the young men and women of service know that, guys, when you get knocked down, get up. It's not going to be easy, and you're not alone. Don't be afraid. You're not alone. Like, you can do it. You know, you're the greatest people in the world. And what I mean by that is, you know, this is the greatest country in the world. And you guys are making it that. It's not Herschel Walker, or Michael Jordan, or LeBron James, or anyone in athletics. It's our United States military. It's people that have sacrificed so much. So when you get knocked down, you get up. You get up. I don't care how many times you get knocked down, because everyone have problems. And I say this, I say everybody's mentally crazy. Everyone is mentally crazy, but the thing is, some people are more severe than others. And sometimes people need that help, and I just want to encourage them that, you know, guys, you're not alone. You know, I need the help. I'm Herschel Walker. And one thing about it is, being in the United States military, sometimes you want to be tough. You got to be real tough, and everyone wants you to be that tough. And I would say, hey, a tough person is a person that knows when you're not right. A tough person is a person that know he can get up and he's going to go get help and he's going to come back ready to go again. That's resiliency. Resiliency is not just always everything is great. Resiliency is going through it all, and you take it on head on and not run away from it.
Okay. What obstacles, because you are Herschel Walker, what obstacles did you experience reaching out to mental health?
You know, the obstacles that was really, really tough, you know, I had a lot of good friends. You know, I tell people, you know, I played 15 years of pro ball, been on Olympic teams, I've done so many great things. I had a lot of friends. I had a lot of, and I want to say so-called friends. I've saved their lives, you know, and what I mean by that is, you know, whenever they need me, doesn't matter what time of night it is, if they're out at a bar, I'm going to go pick them up. If they got a problem in their home with their wives or their girlfriend, I'm going to show up and try to smooth it over. Whatever problem was going on, I was one to take care of it. And then when I admitted I had a problem, all my friends left. It's sort of like, oh, Herschel got a disease, I don't want to catch whatever he got. They left. Well, it didn't matter to me. It didn't matter to me because I had a wife that was afraid of me. I had gonna have a child. What kind of father could I be? You know, my dad, and I tell my son this, if I can be a dad to you like my dad was to me, I've done a good job. And I knew that this is, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna hurt her. I'm not going to make my child make it tough on him. I'm going to go get help myself. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to go get help. And that's what really, really made me do it. And because it wasn't all about me anymore. It wasn't all about me because there was other people that I was responsible for. And I knew I had to stand up. And that's why I tell people we all go through this. We all go through it. And we all, you know, some people hide it better than others.
Yes.
And that's the problem is once you admit it, that's when you're resilient. You're gonna now work on it. And there's professionals out there that can help you. And there's some people that may lead you down the wrong roads. And I think that was the obstacles that I had is friends leaving me. But what was weird, after I've gotten the help and I'm on the other end of it, all those friends are coming back on the down low now. Want to realize, oh, how can I get some help? Well, you know, what did you do? How did you do it? And I tell them that unless you can admit it, you're not going to see freedom. And you know, I'm a big believer in the Lord Jesus, and he said, unless you can admit that you're a sinner, you're not going to get in it better. And what's wild, we all fall short of the glory of God.
Yes.
So no one is perfect. And I've always told them, I don't care how many touchdowns I've scored, I don't care how many great things I've done, I had a problem.
And this is wonderful for our airmen because you being the person that you are, wanting to give back, wanting to make sure that people understand the mental health, to take the stigma off of mental health, that is powerful for airmen to hear. I would say, what advice specifically that you would give to airmen who are debating on seeking mental health, who are worried about the issues with a military member, male or female, civilian or otherwise, seeking the help? What would you tell that person to make them understand that that's best for them?
Yeah, I think one of the most important things I try to explain to them, mental health is just they always say remove that stigma, but that stigma shouldn't be there. I think because of television, because of movies, we look at mental health as something very, very bad. We look at mental health as something that you can't do, but I wanted them to know sometimes mental health is what saves your life. Sometimes mental health is the thing that helps you to overcome things that you can't handle yourself. But the problem you have is you got to seek help there now to make it better for you and for your family and for anything else. You know, people don't know, and I say this, and it's funny because my mom didn't know that I went to a hospital until later on in life. And the other day I was at home and I started talking about some of the things I went through, and it sort of shocked her when I was telling her about things that I did, and she was totally appalled. I think she had a tear in her eye. And I said, you know, Mom, I'm not saying I'm better today. I said, but I understand. And she said, you know, Herschel, and she said what I said, we all fall short of the glory of God. And I said, Mom, but, you know, I've learned to get up from you and Dad. I've learned to always get up. You guys have worked hard, and I always will get up. And that's what I want to tell our young men and women of service, that guys, get up. You know, you're not alone. That's what's so funny. You're not alone. You know, you have, I don't know how many people in the military, but there's a lot of people that are suffering. There's a lot of people that are hurting, and I'm one person to tell them, hey, I'm here with you. You know, if you cry, I cry with you. You know, I'm a big man, and just because I seek help doesn't mean I'm soft today. I can throw down with the best of them still, and I can still do the things I was doing, but it doesn't take anything away from me because I went and seeked help. So I think it made me a better man today, and I'm a much better man than I've ever been in my whole entire life.
Well, thank you so much. Did I forget anything? Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, you know, I think what I like to add, and I always say this, I say, you know, I've been very fortunate to know Superman, Batman don't exist, but our United States military do. And they are true, true heroes. And that's one reason I tell them, you got to get up, because you are the true heroes. You are the soul of this country here, the United States of America.
Thank you, Herschel.
You're welcome.